Hi, my name is Tyler Richard, and I chose to do my research on MySQL database security best practices. And some best practices I read into are secure your server, disable or restrict remote access, disable the use of local inline file, change root username and password, remove anonymous and obsolete accounts, lower database privileges, change the root directory, and delete history. And a few good ways to make sure your server is secure is to have the application server and database server on separate machines. And if you can't have them on different machines, then you should grant the lowest possible permission that will still allow the service to operate. And another good secure practice is to disable or restrict remote access. And if you still want to allow remote access, then make sure that only defined hosts can access the server. So only let people that you give permission to access your server. And you should also disable the use of local inline file commands. And this will help to prevent unauthorized reading from local files. And this is especially important when new SQL injection vulnerabilities and PHP applications are found. And another good practice is to change root username and password. The default administrator username on MySQL is root, and hackers often attempt to gain access to its permissions. So to make sure this task is harder, rename root to something else and provide it with a long, complex password. Also, it's a good idea to remove anonymous and obsolete accounts because SQL database comes with some anonymous users with blank passwords. So anyone can connect to the database because of this. And lastly, you should delete history because during the installation process, there's a lot of sensitive information that can help a hacker to harm your database, and you don't want this to happen. So this information is stored in the server's history, and by reading the history files, administrators can figure out what has gone wrong and probably fix things if anything has during the installation process. But these files are not needed after the installation process is finished. So you should remove them, and to remove them, you can go in the history file where all the executed SQL commands are stored, especially passwords, which are stored as plain text, and that's bad if hackers can access that. So make sure to delete that. And that's it for my presentation. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you.